let's talk about the AI gold rush. If you're an AI founder out there, how do you actually survive? And more importantly, how do you win? We're going to break down the playbook from Manav Garg of Together Fund, a VC firm that's betting big on the next wave of AI winners. This is their guide to making it.
I mean, just to set the scene here, when Sam Altman himself, the CEO of OpenAI, gets asked if we're in a bubble, his answer is basically, yeah, we might be. That tells you everything. We're in a wild, high-stakes moment, a lot like the early dot-com days. The opportunity is massive, but so is the risk. So the real question is, how do you navigate it?
And when we talk about risk and opportunity, the speed is it's insane. You've got companies like Emergent that hit a staggering $15 million in annual recurring revenue in, get this, just 90 days. That's not just fast growth. It's a completely different kind of velocity for the entire market. So here's our game plan for this explainer. First, we're going to follow the money in the AI gold rush. Then we'll talk about how to rethink the future, not just speed up the present. We'll unpack the new go-to-market playbook, tackle the really weird economics of AI, and finally, we'll get to what everyone wants to know, how to actually get funded. Okay, let's kick things off with the AI gold rush. Before you can build a winning strategy, you've got to understand the map of the territory you're playing on. So picture this. For every $100 that gets spent in the AI world, where does it actually go? A whopping $70 goes straight to compute and infrastructure. Think NVIDIA chips, cloud providers, the picks and shovels of this gold rush. Another $20 goes to the big model trainers like OpenAI, which leaves not a lot for everyone else. That's right, just 10%. So if you're a founder out there building an AI app, your entire world, your whole battlefield, is inside that tiny 10% slice of the pie. It is crowded, it is fierce, and as we're about to see, this is the reason the economics gets so tricky. A good idea is no longer enough. You need a brilliant strategy. So how do you even start to build that brilliant strategy? Well, it begins with a really critical shift in how you think. That brings us to section 2, rethinking the future. And honestly, this is what separates the winners from, well, everyone else. This right here, this is probably the single most important question you can ask yourself. Is your big idea just to automate something that people are already doing? Or are you trying to build a completely different world? Because if you're just optimizing the present, you're thinking way too small. The real opportunity is in inventing the future. And here is a perfect way to visualize that future. It's a concept called agentic commerce. So imagine this. Instead of you going online to compare insurance quotes, your personal AI agent, which knows your health, your finances, your risk tolerance, goes out and negotiates with the insurance company's agents to find the absolute best plan. And then it just buys it for you. The entire customer journey of searching and browsing just collapses. Now, this creates a huge new battleground. Who owns the customer? Right now, if you want food, you open a delivery app. But in this new agentic world, you might just tell your personal AI, hey, order me something healthy for lunch. Your agent finds the food, places the order, and you might not even know what service it used. For platforms built on search and discovery, that is a terrifying existential threat. And this new world is being built at a totally new speed. In the old days, building an app cost over $100,000 and took months. Now, with platforms using what's called vibe coding, where you basically just describe your idea in plain English, you can get a production-ready app in under an hour for a fraction of the cost. This isn't about replacing jobs, it's about market expansion. It's enabling millions of new ideas to actually come to life. Okay, so you have a future-focused idea. How do you actually get it into people's hands? This brings us right to section 3, the new go-to-market playbook. The modern strategy for AI is really a 3-step dance. Step 1, influencer marketing, but with a twist. Go broad. Don't just target your little niche. Go into adjacent categories. Budget $10,000 to $20,000 a month, and here's the key. Don't give them a script. Let it be organic and authentic. Step 2, before you pour money into ads, invest in your brand. Get your positioning and messaging tight. Then and only then do you go to step 3 and layer on performance marketing to scale what's already working. So how do you know if it's truly working? This is your magic number. More than 50% of your growth must come from organic word of mouth. This is the ultimate proof that people genuinely love your product. It's non-negotiable for survival. And that word, survival, leads us directly into section 4, surviving AI economics.
Because that 50% organic growth isn't just a nice to have, it's the key to making the very, very strange math of an AI startup actually work.
Most AI startups begin with what's called negative gross margins. So let's look at the math here. Say you earn $100 in revenue from a customer. Great, but then your bill for using the large language models and the cloud comes in and it's $110. You're already losing money before you've even paid for marketing or your own team. This is the default state for many. And that is how you solve the negative margin problem. That 50% plus word-of-mouth growth dramatically collapses your marketing costs. That frees up capital to reinvest in making your product better, which in turn drives even more organic growth. You create this virtuous cycle that over time, as model costs come down, leads you to profitability. And if you can prove that virtuous cycle is spinning, well, then you might just be ready for the final boss, getting funded. This brings us to our last section, the VC checklist. So what does a top AI fund like Together actually look for? It boils down to 3 things. First, a purpose-driven founder. Are you an Olympic champion in this for the long haul or just chasing a trend? Second, you have to be solving a genuinely hard problem. Does your solution have a real moat? How long would it take someone to catch up? And third, you're targeting either a massive existing market that's ready to be disrupted, or you're creating a completely new, habit-forming market from scratch. And that really brings us to the final, most important takeaway. In this new world of intelligent, autonomous agents, you have to ask yourself a very simple question. Are you building the indispensable tool that these agents will have to rely on? Or are you just automating a workflow that these agents are about to make completely obsolete? The answer to that question will determine your fate in the new AI economy.